Miracles are not accidents. They are not anomalies in a world ruled by chance. Miracles are the natural response of the universe to the energy you embody. They are not born from effort, striving, or struggle, but from the invisible force that you carry within your consciousness. This energy, this internal state, is what sets the entire mechanism of creation into motion. The world does not move according to what you say or what you do. It moves in harmony with what you are. Your assumptions, your self-concept, your inner conversations, all of these emit a signal. That signal, like a song echoing through the corridors of reality, attracts to it the perfect mirror in physical form. When you truly grasp that your energy precedes the miracle, everything changes. The miracle does not initiate the belief. The belief initiates the miracle. You do not wait to be healed, to feel whole. You feel wholeness and then healing appears. You do not wait for love to feel love. You dwell in the consciousness of love and then the person shows up. You do not wait for the money to feel rich. You embody the frequency of abundance and then the channels open. The world is not cause. You are. The world is effect. And the cause lies within you, quietly vibrating the recesses of your soul. Your thoughts, when imbued with feeling, become living energy, not in some metaphorical way, but in the literal, energetic structure of the universe. Every emotion is a frequency. Every belief is a wave, and every assumption you repeat becomes a command that shapes the particles of existence. You are not here to react to the world. You are here to mold it with your inner world. What you see around you is the delayed echo of your previous vibration. The law is exact. Life is not random. It is responsive. Responsive to your most dominant state of being. There is a subtle yet powerful shift that occurs when you stop asking for miracles and start becoming the energy to which miracles respond. It is not about chasing manifestations, but embodying the energy that draws them in effortlessly. You don't manifest by pushing. You manifest by allowing. And allowing is not passive. It is the most powerful form of alignment. When your energy is clear, when your belief is solid, and when your imagination is saturated with the reality you desire, miracles must come. They have no choice. They are bound by law. And the law responds without error to the signal you give off. This is why you must stop trying so hard and start feeling more deliberately. When you feel as though the miracle has already occurred, you are bringing the unseen into the scene. You are collapsing timelines. You are selecting from infinite possibilities the one that matches your state. And this is not a fantasy. This is not wishful thinking. It is the foundation of creation. You are not here to beg the universe. You are here to assume your rightful place as the source of what you experience. You are the one who gets to choose not from effort but from energetic alignment. Every time you dwell in doubt, fear, or lack, you push the miracle further away. Not because it's punishing you, but because the frequency of lack cannot contain the substance of abundance. The vibration of fear cannot house the experience of love. The energy of desperation cannot yield the fruit of peace. You cannot mix energies and expect purity. You must become the thing you want before it arrives. That is the law. And once you understand this, you will stop waiting and start being. Being is everything. When you are the energy of the miracle has already begun. The outer world will reflect it. Yes, but the creation is internal. First, you must become a master of your inner world. You must treat every thought, every feeling, every assumption as sacred because they are the building blocks of your future. Your inner state is not a private place. It is the stage upon which reality is built. The universe listens not with ears, but with vibration clears throat, and it responds to you constantly, faithfully, precisely. You are never not manifesting. Every second you are emitting a frequency. Every moment you are choosing with your energy. You do not need to shout. You do not need to prove. You do not need to strive. You only need to be. This is the secret the world overlooks. Miracles do not come to those who need them most, but to those who are most aligned. The universe is not moved by desperation. It is moved by embodiment. When you embody certainty, the miracle is inevitable. It may not come in the form you expected. It may not arrive on your timeline, but it will come in the most divine, aligned, and powerful way possible because your energy demanded it. There is no power greater than this realization that you are not separate from the miracle. You are not apart from the source. You are it. You are the miracle waiting to be revealed. You are the cause that brings about the effect. And when you start to live from this truth, life bends to meet you. Circumstances rearrange, people appear, paths open, the miraculous becomes the normal, not because reality changed, but because your consciousness did, and your consciousness is the projector through which the entire world is displayed. Do not be deceived by appearances. What you see is not the whole. It is only a slice of reality filtered through the lens of your dominant beliefs. Change the lens and the entire picture transforms. This is why the energy you hold matters more than any action you take. 1,000 actions taken from misaligned energy will bear no fruit. But a single shift in consciousness can open floodgates of blessings. Do not seek to do more. Seek to be more aligned, more trusting, more radiant with the feeling of your desired end. That feeling is not a fantasy. It is the energetic mold from which your future will be cast. You are not here to wish for the miraculous. You are here to channel it through your being. You are the conduit, and your energy is the key that unlocks dimensions far beyond what your senses can see. Reality is multi-layered. You interact with it based on the frequency you occupy. The higher the frequency, the more miraculous the reality. The lower the frequency, the more dense and resistant the experience. This is not punishment. It is precision. The universe is precise, and it always reflects you back to yourself. When you begin to tune your energy to the frequency of what you desire, not what you fear, not what you lack, but what you truly desire, you activate the law of resonance. And resonance pulls toward you everything that matches your signal. This is why it is said that what you seek is seeking you. Because the moment you truly become it in feeling, in identity, in inner conviction, the path is made clear. The universe cannot help but deliver. It is bound to your inner command. Not the command of words, but the command of consciousness. You cannot fake this. You cannot trick the universe by pretending. You must feel it is real. And this feeling is not a momentary emotion. It is a sustained frequency. It is a decision to live from the truth of the end result, not the illusion of the current condition. You do not deny your present circumstances out of ignorance. You transcend them out of awareness. You recognize that the visible is temporary, but the energy you hold is eternal. And from that eternal space, you create anew. You create through conviction, through unwavering belief in the unseen, through your ability to persist in the assumption that the miracle is already yours, that you are already it, that nothing needs to change externally for you to feel the shift internally. Because the shift within is the change. The outer world is only catching up. And this is how you collapse time. This is how you dissolve obstacles. Not by force, but by frequency. Frequency does not lie. It cannot be deceived. It is the language of the universe, and it speaks through you. Every time you feel gratitude for what you haven't yet seen, you are speaking its language. Every time you imagine the end with such vividness that it feels more real than your current surroundings, you are altering the blueprint of your life. Every time you rest in the knowing that all is already done, you are drawing the miraculous into form. This is not about faith in the traditional sense. It is about embodiment. Faith that is rooted in words but not in being is hollow. But when your entire state of consciousness becomes a living expression of what you desire, faith becomes power. It becomes alignment. And alignment is what makes the impossible possible. The miracle responds to that. Does not respond to pleading, hoping, or wishing. It responds to certainty, to embodiment, to unwavering inner conviction. The moment you understand this, you are free. Free from the waiting game. Free from the chase. Free from the illusion that something outside of you must change first. You are the miracle in motion. You are the presence through which the divine expresses. And when you claim that truth not with arrogance but with spiritual authority, everything shifts not because you made it happen, but because you allowed it. You aligned and the universe responded. You are here to remember your creative power, to remember that your energy is not incidental. It is instrumental, that every moment you choose alignment over fear, clarity over confusion, and peace over panic. You are resetting the frequency of your life. And life responds always because it is not random, it is precise. And you are the calibration point. When you recognize that miracles respond not to your words but to your state, you begin to guard that state with a sacred reverence. You stop throwing your attention to every passing condition, every momentary obstacle, every fleeting disappointment. You become steadfast in the truth of what is unseen, because you know that what is unseen is more powerful than what is visible. You begin to honor your inner world more than the external evidence. You become loyal to the invisible image within you, the one only you can see, feel, and know, because you understand that it is the prototype of all that will come. There is a tremendous power in stillness, stillness of belief, stillness of trust, stillness in the conviction that what you have impressed upon your subconscious must come to pass. The moment you relinquish the habit of reacting to appearances and instead turn within, you step into the creative center of your universe. In that place you do not beg, you do not doubt, you do not wish, and that knowing is not mental, it is spiritual. It is felt in the marrow of your being. It is the silent, unshakable confidence that what you are aligned with is already yours. Reality becomes malleable in that state. Time bends, resistance dissolves, synchronicities multiply. But these are not accidents. They are echoes. Echoes of the vibration you have chosen to sustain. Do you understand the gravity of this? Your entire life is the echo of your inner world. You are not chasing miracles. You are broadcasting them. Your mind is a transmitter. Your heart is a magnet. And the moment they are in harmony, miracles must obey the signal. Do not be distracted by how or when. Those are the languages of limitation. The infinite speaks in frequencies, not timelines. Your job is not to construct the path, but to embody the destination. The path will form under your feet as you walk in the assumption of the fulfilled desire. You are not here to micromanage the universe. You are here to saturate yourself with the energy of the end, and then move with inspired confidence, knowing that the miracle is inevitable. You must live from the state of completion. Not from lack, not from waiting, not from hoping, from completion. That is the secret doorway. Feel what it feels like to already have what you desire. Not for a moment, not for a meditation session, but as a way of being. Let that energy become your atmosphere. Let that assumption become your nature. Let that vision become your identity. When you do this, you are no longer asking for a miracle. You are living as the miracle. And reality must conform. The mind will rebel. It will try to seduce you with logic, with doubt, with memory. It will argue for limitation, for delay, for struggle. But your spirit knows the truth. It is not bound by what was or even by what is. It only recognizes what is assumed to be true. And the moment you choose to dwell in that assumption, you reprogram the entire field of possibility. You rewire your personal universe. You activate timelines that were once dormant, and you step into a life that matches your energetic broadcast. Do not underestimate the power of a single assumption. Clear's throat one sustained feeling of I am is more powerful than 1,000 hours of external action taken from a place of misalignment. When you say I am healed and you feel it, truly feel it, you summon into your body the blueprint of health. When you say I am wealthy, and it lives in your imagination as if it were already your reality, you call upon the forces that govern abundance. Not because you said the right words, but because you entered the right frequency. The miracle is not in the words. It is in the energy beneath the words. Energy is the currency of the universe, and your beliefs determine how you spend it. Every belief is an energetic investment. Are you investing in limitation or expansion? In fear or faith? In delay or immediacy? In waiting or arrival? Your emotional state is a compass. It will always point to where you are energetically, and the universe reads that signal and says yes. Not as a reward or a punishment, but as a mirror. The law is no respecter of persons. It reflects your dominant vibration, not your fleeting desires. This is why it is vital that you become aware of your inner state. Not just in moments of meditation or ritual, but in the mundane, the in-between, the everyday. What are you assuming then? What energy are you broadcasting when no one is watching? When nothing seems to be happening? When you're walking through the silence of the unknown? That is where your miracle is either magnetized or repelled. That is the field where creation happens. That is the secret chamber where the unseen takes form. The miracle is not somewhere out there. It is here in the moment you choose to align. It is here in the decision to feel your desire as already realized. It is here in the sacred act of being who you would be if it were done. The external is not a creator. It is a servant. It follows the instructions of your inner world with unwavering obedience. The more consistent your inner world, the more consistent your outer world. The more clear your vibration, the more undeniable the miracle. Let go of the need to convince anyone. Your job is not to prove to others what you know in your soul. Your job is to dwell in that knowing so completely that reality cannot help but catch up. The energy of doubt repels the miracle. The energy of confidence, of deep inner conviction draws it in with magnetic force. Be still and know, not wish, not try. Know that knowing is your passport. It is your invitation. It is your creative decree. If you could see what's happening behind the scenes, every time you dwell in the fulfilled state, you would never doubt again. You would not entertain the illusion of delay. You would not fall for the trap of appearances. You would know that in the invisible reality is being reshaped, that the atoms are responding, that the path is aligning, that the people, opportunities, synchronicities, and conditions are already being rearranged to match your vibration. Your imagination is not just a place to escape to. It is the workshop of creation. It is where the miracle begins. And when you enter that place with full awareness, with emotional vividness, with conviction that what you are imagining is more real than the conditions around you, you impress the subconscious mind. And the subconscious does not question. It simply accepts. And what it accepts, it expresses. This is why miracles happen suddenly. Not because they suddenly began to form, but because your assumption finally reached saturation. You became the miracle and the outer world obeyed. It is not sudden to the law. It is sudden to your senses. But it has been building since the moment you aligned. That's why you must persist. Not because the universe is slow, but because your state must be stable. When you stabilize the energy of the fulfilled desire, reality has no choice but to yield. And this stability of energy does not mean constant excitement or emotional highs. It means a deep abiding calm, a knowing that lives beneath the surface, a quiet confidence, a resting in the reality of what is unseen. That stillness is magnetic. That calm is creative. The most powerful state is not one of striving but of serenity. It is in that serenity that you access the miracle. It is in that inner rest that you become the one to whom all things flow. You are not creating something from nothing. You are selecting from all that is. Every possibility already exists. Every reality already lives in the field of the infinite. You do not need to force it into being. You only need to attune to the version of you who is already living it. That version exists. That reality is alive. You reach it not through force, but through frequency, through inner alignment, through the act of becoming. You must allow your imagination to dominate your senses. You must allow your inner vision to outweigh your outer evidence. You must allow your feeling of the wish fulfilled to be more real than the absence of the desire. When you do this, the miracle is not something you wait for. It is something you live from. You become a vibrational match to it, and the universe bows in agreement. Miracles are not rare. They are natural. They are not reserved for the chosen. They are available to all. The only requirement is alignment, not moral worthiness, not intellectual understanding, but energetic agreement. When your frequency says it is done, the universe responds, so be it. This is not mysticism. This is law. This is the foundation upon which all things are formed. You are not asking the universe to do something outside of itself. You are asking it to do what it already knows how to do. Reflect, and it will reflect back whatever you hold most consistently. Let that be love. Let that be certainty. Let that be abundance. Let that be joy. Let that be the energy of the miracle itself. When you dwell in those states, not momentarily, but as your resting place, you will witness the most unimaginable unfolding. You must remember that every thought tinged with deep feeling is a seed planted in the soil of the subconscious, and the subconscious, being bound by law, must bring forth the harvest. It knows no resistance, no delay, no discrimination. It accepts and expresses. It is always working, always creating, always listening to the feeling behind your thoughts. If you dwell in the feeling of I am unworthy, it must bring to you experiences of rejection, lack, and delay. Not to punish you, but because that is the frequency you chose. If you shift to I'm chosen, I am worthy, I am one with abundance, the shift is immediate in the invisible and inevitable in the visible. But do not confuse this with surface positivity. Energy is not deceived by words alone. You may say, I am abundant, while inside you tremble with doubt. And that internal tremble is the true command. The miracle does not respond to surface declarations. It responds to the deep resonance of your inner state. You must feel it as done. Not someday, not if conditions allow, but now in this very breath. In this moment, you claim the miracle with your energy, and that energy becomes your reality. You are not here to analyze the process. You are here to enter the state. Let the mind step aside. It will try to measure, compare, calculate, question. But the miracle lives beyond calculation. Clears throat, it lives in the infinite. It lives in surrender. It lives in your willingness to feel what logic cannot yet justify. It lives in your daring to know that your desire is divine. And if it is divine, then so too is its fulfillment. Desire is not to be doubted. It is sacred. It is the whisper of your higher self revealing to you what is already yours in a higher dimension. When you stop trying to make the miracle happen and begin to surrender to the version of you who already has it, the entire universe begins to respond with orchestration beyond comprehension. People are moved. Situations shift. The seemingly impossible is resolved not by your effort but by your alignment. You think you need to do more. But the real shift comes when you decide to be more peaceful, more trusting, more aligned with the reality you desire. Let your imagination become your dwelling place. Not your escape, not your fantasy, but your home. The more time you spend in the state of the fulfilled desire, the more quickly it becomes your outer experience. And that state is not only in thought, it must be felt. You must saturate your body with it. Let it govern your posture, your voice, your decisions. Live as the one who already has it and reality will obey. The law is precise. The moment your energy matches the miracle, it is already